You got to see the original cast, though, right?
I did, except Josh Gad was out. Honestly, there's something to be said about um, having the freedom to be the original cast.
Yeah.
I've thought about this a little bit because, I've gone in for regional auditions for the show and stuff like that. And kind of my fear is that they're trying to recreate the first show so accurately. But we've learned from experience that you can't really do that. You need to recreate the conditions that created the first show, not copy the first show. So that's just like a little, I don't know, word to the wise for all the Book of Mormon producers out there listening.
Yeah, because they totally watch my stuff.
who knows, maybe it'll get out there. But anyway, I mean, people have seen it here in Chicago, and they said it was amazing too. So, I'm sure it's like there's a lot of talented, funny people out there. I bet that a ton of people could do a damn good job with that.
Yeah, I hear.
I think Andrew Rannell was the most. I've never seen anybody more. I've never seen a better performance. Honestly, I was blown away. I was completely.
While we're talking about recreating casts and stuff, I remember when there was talk about Starship going to Broadway. I think Pat had said that the chances of you guys starring in it, like all of you, was slim. What do you think would how do you think that would go if the show goes and you guys don't?
Well, there are questions that need to be answered. Do you want Commander Up to be played by a 26-year-old, or do you want Commander Up to be played by a 60-year-old? I mean, I bet there's a 60-year-old out there who can do a great job with that part, but maybe a better job than me. It's possible. Just because I'm the original doesn't mean that I'm necessarily the best, or even the best for the part. Because, you know what? I'm 26, and it's supposed to be an old man. And that sort of goes down the line, where in the real world, that's how theater and film and television work. People who are right for the role get the role. And there's wiggle room, but so that is a consideration. It's like, I think that, it's sort of an unavoidable. It's the way the world works. It's true. And, I've got a split perspective because I'm one of the writers. So from a certain point of view, part of me wants to see that version. Part of me wants to just see it done like not right, but with that sort of aspect in mind. Also, Starship would need some rewrites because it's too long. But that's just something to be considered. Where you go, if it were on Broadway, I could play Crander. That's the part I could play. That's the only part I could play.
Well,
maybe. No, Tootsie, I think, maybe Tootsie, yeah, maybe, it's like maybe some of the Rangers, but I even think that they're a little older, it's like, Taz is probably in her 30s, maybe not, I don't know, it's like, we never quite figured it out, but, like, made the decision. I guess Taz could be totally our age, no problem, but Up definitely would be older, because he is, period. And, it's considerations like that. Also, the tough one for me, my armpits are really sweaty. The other tough thing for me is that it's like, I'm not really a trained musical theater actor. And I think I'm decent, passable. But But I went to the University of Michigan, and they've got like one of the best musical theater programs in the world, the country. I don't know, one of the best I've ever seen. And it's tough. It's when I've seen who goes through that program, and it's like that's not my training. That's just not my training. I have strengths. I'm not gonna I have my own strengths, but being like just a mind-blowing musical theater actor is maybe not my destiny. Like, I don't think I'll ever quite be as good as Andrew Rannell, like at that thing that he does. Because you know what, I think probably I could do those scenes pretty well, but I don't think I could sing those songs as well. So we're always kind of playing with fire when it comes to doing our musicals professionally, because at some point you want singers, I guess. And that's like this sort of heart. It's like a fear of mine, to tell you the truth. That it's like, we'll have to give our babies away, and I'll get replaced by somebody who's better at singing. But whatever. I'm first.
Could probably make a career out of what you're doing now.
It's always fun to fantasize about doing the shows in some sort of like rep. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what the future will bring.
All right, so let me ask you some fun questions, and then I'll let you
Cool,
go.
rapid fire fun questions.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I would want to be Magneto, so, I don't know, magnetism.
Who is your real-life sidekick? The Robin to your Batman.
My real-life sidekick? Oh, gosh. I don't think any of my friends would appreciate being called my sidekick. But who's my sidekick? Jim?
Jim?
Nico? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I always like to. They're not really my sidekicks as much as like. Sure, they're my sidekicks.
If you were shipwrecked on an uncharted island and could only bring 3 things, what would they be?
Pork buns. Like Chinese pork buns, steamed pork buns. A library. Can I bring a whole library?
Sure.
Okay. And, I've got food, I've got books, like a girl.
A girl?
Well, I don't like to talk about my personal life, so I'll just say it. A girl.
Okay. Have you ever broken any bones or had stitches?
Yep, I've got a scar right here. I can't.
There you go.
Can you see?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
What'd you do?
That's from a dog. I have a scar right on my nose, the bridge of my nose, from an armchair that I completely destroyed with my face. I've never broken a bone. I did roll my ankle once, so I was on crutches for 2 months. It was pretty bad, but I did step on a nail once. It went just totally into my foot. Not through my foot, a la Home Alone. That would be cool, but it didn't happen. Oh, this is a big one. I don't know if you can see it, but
On your...
I've got a nasty kind of scar, right?
Yeah, no, I see it.
And that was 9 stitches, and that was from a broken bottle that I put my hand down on. And then I have a scar on my thumb, right?
Yep, got it.
And it should have gotten stitches, but it didn't. And that was because I had just stepped on that nail like a month before, and I didn't want to go back into the hospital. I was so pissed off that I had cut myself that I was like, whatever, it'll heal. And that was from a weird knife that we had lying around the house that I was using to open packaging, because we had just moved into this house. And I just gashed my finger. That's all.
You know what? Somebody asked me to ask you who lives at Starkid Manor. It's obviously you and the Langs.
Me and the Langs. And then the third, it's me and the Langs have lived here since day one. Brian lived here for a year. Eric Congale lived here for like 2 months. Chris Allen is the fourth member right now, and he's been here for a while, so it's Chris.
Are there any smartphone apps or games that you're obsessed with?
Space Team. Guys, go download Space Team. I'm going to show you Space Team, the icon, right here. Here. This is Space Team.
Okay.
It's an ST. And the thing is, you need to be with the people that you're playing with. It's a multiplayer game, and you need to be with the people, so it's kind of like a party game. And it is the most fun game ever. I can't even explain it to you. Just download it.
Okay.
It's good for it's kind of like an acting exercise too.
Oh God.
I know.